A very good morning and a warm welcome to one and all present over here, teachers. Thank you so much for joining on another Super Sunday workshop. We have been talking about Indian political system, and we're going to get into the part two today. So we will have a quick revision of what we did in the last Sunday, and then get into this. Part two is more about elections, not the process, but who decides the leader. One important aspect about the political system that we need to understand is I think in the last Sunday also we were discussing about it. As a citizen of a particular country, or we are all part of a system. Yeah, we are part of a system where we are born to a family in this particular country. There is no other choice but to follow certain rules and regulations. They call it democracy so that there is a system, there's a process, there is ethical considerations. People get equal rights, and everybody has the right to live, as simple as that. But it all boils down to one important factor of leadership. And this particular leadership that we're talking about should be unbiased, should be the majority of the people, or it should be for the larger benefit of everyone. So there are a lot of factors influencing leadership. It's just like the school's principal. Yeah, but only thing is election doesn't happen. It's more of a selection by the management. But we do elections for the school students, community, and we have captain, vice captain, and things like that. Important thing about this political system is only when we know the nuances of the election and selection, it'll be easy for a teacher of any subject to navigate the students in the right manner. Many people, like I'm talking about the educators and the teachers, when they're not from the social or English background, I'm considering English as well over here. It's very rare to find an opportunity for math, science, and arts teachers, including computer science teachers, to actually know about the political system. And in one of the school incidents where we overheard a conversation stating that I don't understand this, please go and ask the social science teacher. The question asked by the child was very basic, and it was supposed to be answered by the teacher. Somewhere or the other, the teacher was not able to do that. And that is the reason we came across this particular topic, stating that we have to divide this into three parts. Indian political system into three parts. Part one is all about leadership, what kind of government and governance happens in various countries. Second is with respect to the government system, in our country, like legislature, we call that. We'll talk about that as well. And the third is about election, the ministries, what are like education ministry, defense ministry, and then finally the judiciary. So three parts we'll divide this into. And now, without further delay, let's quickly get into the second part, understanding the legislature. I would request all the teachers out there to please check the first part as well. We'll try to make sure there is a sufficient amount of revision for the last part. However, it's my humble request if you can check the others. So for that, I would like to share my screen in three, two, and one. Especially when there are too many hierarchies and too many information, it's very important for us to prepare this in a certain fashion. So today I'll be using an AI tool with which we prepared this particular topic. You will definitely love it, and this will definitely be helpful for all the teachers out there to use their subject in so and so tool that I'm going to show you right now in few minutes, for you to prepare for the children. One thing I would like to very strongly iterate is everybody needs to understand the fact that how much ever you use AI, artificial intelligence, to prepare or to develop content, end of the day, the delivery has to be done by the teachers. End of the day, the students have to write the exam. It's not AI writing it. I hope you're getting the point. Artificial intelligence is just accelerating the access to information. I'll repeat it. Artificial intelligence is just accelerating the access to information, and interestingly, in the way you want. Sometimes you do not like to consume a certain kind of knowledge in a certain fashion. I don't like the teacher speaking and I keep listening to it. No, I want it to be spoken in a form of poetry, probably, in the form of story, probably. Then I like chemistry, something like that. So the way you want to consume knowledge, you can instruct AI and it can start telling you. Maybe your teacher won't listen to you, but definitely AI will listen to you. So let's understand what way we consume the knowledge of Indian political system in few minutes. But before that, let's get into the part two part. A lot of surprising things when we were researching on this. So last year we understood types of government: monarchy. Sorry, last week: dictatorship, democracy, republic, theocracy, oligarchy, technocracy, and we had certain examples for it. Like for example, let's click on this. Okay, so we were like monarchy. Saudi Arabia, we were talking about King Salman, and then Mohammed bin Salman, his son. And then we were also talking about the next type of government where it was completely dictatorship in the North Korea. Kim Jong-un, ruler. We don't call him the president, or, you should check about it. Then we were talking about democracy, the largest democracy, some two nations, which is Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi representing India and President Donald Trump representing United States of America. And then we have republic, elected head of state, India, USA, Germany, France, which includes France, Emmanuel Macron, and then Frank Walter. So these are, some of the examples of republic. And then we got into theocracy, which is religion guides governance. We're talking about Robert Prevost, the Pope, Vatican City, May 2025, I guess. Then Xi Jinping, President China, oligarchy, a small group rules. Yeah, small group rules. Then Theo, this is technocracy. This is experts and specialists. Tharman Shanmugaratnam, President Singapore. Yeah. So these were some of the types of government, and what does, or where does India stand? India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic with a parliamentary system of government. We try to decode that. India is a sovereign, a supreme ruler, especially a monarch. Here, I remember Sharmila ma'am, one of the teachers, mentioned that monarch cannot be the direct comparison to sovereign, and she was absolutely right with that. It is like no other countries is dependent on, or enforces the rules. It's like we are self-dependent, absolutely, and we take care of our things. A socialist is socialism in an economic and political system where the community or the government owns and controls the means of production, distribution, and exchange, often with the goal of creating more equal society. Socialist, it's for everyone, something like that. Secular, not connected with religious or spiritual matters. Really? Democratic, a system of government where the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly. Then republic, a state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch. Definitely. So with the parliamentary system, it's basically a house, a form of government where the executive branch, the government, is accountable to the legislative branch, the parliament, and the head of the government, the prime minister, is a member of the parliament. So the person who's deciding the parliament is also the member of the parliament, listening to the speaker, accountable to the speaker. That's why Indian system is like, you can't say who's bigger. You can't always say president is bigger. You can't always say prime minister is bigger, but it's like the chairman and principal relationship. So India's government at national level is broadly divided into three branches: executive, legislature, and judiciary. We'll be touching about the judiciary in probably the next session, but right now we'll be touching upon the executive part and the legislature part. For that, I'll be directly jumping onto today's session where we talk about executive, legislature, and judiciary in a very interesting manner. For that, let's understand the most important question. In one of the schools, when we were talking about the Indian political system, it was not us, a teacher was talking, and the students, one of the students actually asked, so you're talking about it's a house, is it really a house karke? you know the child was not able to visualize like house, and then the other child, the continuation was, uh, that house, does it have multiple rooms? See, look at the imagination of the children. When we talk about Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, I think almost everybody have heard about these words, but the children, more than the words, they want to associate these words with a picture. So it's very important for me to show the picture. This is exactly the way the picture looks like. So here you can see that legislature is divided into two parts. And here all the leaders are elected and selected. I'll repeat it. All the leaders are elected and selected. I would also like to tell you there is an error in the presentation today, which I'll show you, but you try to identify that and put it on the chat. Yeah, let me see if you are able to find that out. I hope you don't, but let's see. So here in this case, when you talk about the parliament, the huge parliament, and there's a newly constructed building as well in New Delhi, you should see that whatever we are talking right now is at the union government level, that the central government. We're not talking about the state government today. We're not talking about the state government today. We're talking about the union government or the central government, where there is a building called as parliament, and there are two houses over there. One is called as Lok Sabha, and another is called as Rajya Sabha. Now both are in the same building. Now, interestingly, the Lok Sabha is a green colored room, vibrant green colored room where you can see the layout. It's exactly the bird's eye view. And Rajya Sabha is a red colored room. The complete thing is red. If you go to parliament on an industrial visit or something like that, you can take the children. There are special permissions required and students keep going. So you can actually see the difference where Rajya Sabha matters are taken into picture and where Lok Sabha. The moment you give this visualization to the children, now we are in a better position to understand who goes to which room. So Rajya Sabha members do not come to the Lok Sabha hall. Lok Sabha does not go to Rajya Sabha just like that. When there is a meeting and when there is a collab happening, there's a separate room where it actually happens. We'll talk about that in detail. Let's go. Seating arrangement is altogether another science in constitution. Lok Sabha, the green room, let's understand this. And now, whatever I've written over here is plain layman's language. There are going to be errors over here. I'll repeat it. India is divided into small parts. Let's understand what really happens. Uh, yeah, you're right. What really happens, in the green room? India is divided into small parts. These small parts send their leader to the parliament as their representative. I'll repeat it. These small parts send their leader to the parliament as their representative. Now, these small parts can be the states, it can be the cities, it can be the towns, it can be the districts, but these small parts are actually having a name. We'll talk about it. These representatives are known as MPs, member of the parliament, who directly go and sit in the green room. Coming to the point, interestingly, these small parts are known as constituencies, and there are 552 constituencies across India. However, due to certain reasons, the active ones are 543. So they have removed certain union territories, and there'll be something called as Anglo-Indian constituency. That is completely removed now. So because of that, it's only 543 right now. Now, what's really interesting is these constituencies can change over the period of time. The first time in the year 1952, according to the constituency categorization, there were 489 constituency, but right now it is 543. So there's a substantial increment. But even this 543 was not decided in 2021 or 2022. You'll not believe these parts that you're talking about was decided in the year 1971. So the surprising part is that these constituency small parts were made based on the 1971 census, and the next census would be measured in the year 2026. Some people even say, some articles even mention 2031. So according to these census, the population, the constituencies can increase, maybe decrease, but the chances of decrease is very, very less. So there are chances of the change in the number of constituency for sure. I hope you're able to understand. It's not the states, it's not the districts. They call this as constituency. Let's not understand about the constituency and its relationship with districts and states in this particular session. I would request you to please Google about it if you're really keen on it. But let's understand India is divided into 543 constituencies where people elect their people called as member of parliament. You are the leader. Please go to the central government, talk to the prime minister and the president, do something and get the water over here. Something like that. Yeah, let's understand this. The leaders from these constituencies are elected by the people during the general elections, and it happens across India, predominantly within a month or two in a phased manner. So, whenever there is a general election happening, no, it's called as general election, it's called as the union government election, central government election. These are some of the terms used, but predominantly it's general elections that happen. Now, during general elections, the whole country participates in election. I'm not sure how many of you remember 2014, like how many of you remember 2019. Lots and lots of changes happened during that particular time. Yeah, we'll talk about the number of seats and everything very soon, but the point is it happens in a phased manner, and to understand that we have to refer the election commission page, which I'll be showing in few minutes. The best part about this whole system is that even the prime minister is actually an MP. So that means when these constituencies are selecting their leader and sending them to New Delhi, no, there is one constituency across India who selects their leader and sends them, and this leader can become the prime minister. So here in this case, Shri Narendra Modi is actually the elected MP from the Varanasi constituency. Now there'll be a confusion over here. Many people think that Narendra Modi ji is actually from Gujarat, but interestingly, he won in both the constituency. He withdrew the position in Gujarat and took up the Varanasi, so that for some reasons, let's not get into that. But the point is, he is an elected MP from the Varanasi constituency. Now the point is, he is an elected MP from because it's going to appear in the reflection form. In similar lines, one of the MPs from these 543 constituencies could also, I'll repeat it, could also become the education minister, health minister, defense minister, etc. In fact, the prime minister decides that and the president appoints them. Now, there is another concept of red room, Rajya Sabha. Even they can become the education minister, finance minister, health minister, and a lot of other things, which we'll talk about little later. But right now, the point is we're talking about Lok Sabha, the green room, where the constituencies are 543. People are elected over there during the general elections, and they're all sent to New Delhi in that particular room. They have got just 543 chairs over there, it seems. They can take some on rent and probably have few more. No, you can't do that. Why? Because the constitution has already written that it has to be only 543. And this was in the year, last time it got changed this in the year 1971. So just an understanding of Lok Sabha. I hope you got the picture, teachers. Now let us go and understand this in the the election commission website. So the general elections that happened last time was in the year 2024. I think everybody knows about it, where we saw phase one, where 102 constituencies participated in general elections on 19th April. Then 26th April 2024, you can see the color over here. The yellow color represents the states over here. The blue represents the states over here. Then again, purple represents the purple. So you can see where the elections actually happened. 13th May, it happened 96 constituencies and 10 states. So if you actually account to all the phases, 7 phases of election from 19th April till 1st June, you would have seen that the voting happens. The people come to a particular place and they start casting their votes for their respective leader. 543 leaders are selected on 4th June 2024. It happens to be my marriage anniversary as well. Now, 4th June 2024 is the date where the India's fate was decided for the next 5 years. I'll repeat it. The tenure is for 5 years in the green room. And this time in the year 2024, the BJP continued to be in the ruling power. So let's understand this. I would like to request all the teachers to go to this particular website called as Election Commission of India, eci.gov.in, to understand this. You can find the old repository of elections as well. For example, you click on 2019, you'll get to see when it started. It started in the 11th April and continued till 19th May. And 23rd May, the counting happened. It was little elongated in probably 2024. Again, in 2014, you have got the documents out there in the form of PDF. You've got 2009. You can understand the complete system over here. So Election Commission of India, they put all their information on this particular website, and general elections happened in the year 2024. Nice, no? That's it. So Lok Sabha, yeah, Lok Sabha over here talks about. I'm deliberately not naming certain leaders out there in this particular session. I don't have a clear picture of certain information. There are a lot of ambiguities in certain ministry level information on Google, and it's my negligence of not being able to research enough. So I'm playing the safe game by not naming certain ministers. I hope you don't mind. Let's go forward and understand this. So Lok Sabha members are elected by direct election from single seat constituencies. 543. India is divided into 543 constituents. Each constituency elects one MP. Whoever gets the highest votes wins. It's called as the first past the post system. Where do these MPs come from? Every state and UT gets a fixed number of seats based on population as per 1971 census, frozen till 2026. Size and administrative convenience. Based on that, these numbers are selected. Now, the examples. Uttar Pradesh, they've got 80 seats. Out of 543, UP has got the maximum number of seats called as 80 seats. Just imagine. Maharashtra, 48 seats. West Bengal, 42 seats. Tamil Nadu, 39 seats. Telangana, 17 seats. Delhi, 7 seats. Puducherry, 1 seat. You please continue on the further research. You'll understand how many seats are there in respective states, accounting to total 543 constituencies. I hope you got the picture. Right now, I've not given all the, these things, but only a few of them. But I've got an interesting point to make over here. Now, when you talk about the elections, I'm taking 2014 elections as an example, teachers. You'll like this for sure. See, Lok Sabha results, declare winner. They are the ones like after counting 4th June, they're declaring, no, not 4th June. This was, I think, 2014, I'm forgetting the date. BJP gets majority, invited to form government. 2014 was a groundbreaking change. The Indian National Congress could not win, and BJP took up the power. Narendra Modi ji selected as the elected as the leader of the majority party. President appoints him as a prime minister. Now, ministers are chosen. Council of Ministers, Lok Sabha begins as 5-year term. This is just a brief understanding, but I would like to tell this: BJP in Uttar Pradesh won 71 seats. I think many of you know that. Samajwadi Party 5 and Indian National Congress 2 and others 2. UP alone contributed 71 MPs to the ruling party out of 543 constituency. I think you're able to understand this. Tamil Nadu 39 seats. You can see that. ADMK 37. BJP 1 and PMK 1. Now, TN massively supported regional party as always. You can see that in the past history, Tamil Nadu will always consider it still to be a separate government altogether or a separate country altogether. So the chance of Congress or BJP to get inside is kind of very critical. Like that's how the systems got evolved. Good or bad, the people have to decide, and the state has to say that. Telangana 17 seats. Now, Telangana is a very unique state, actually. It's one of those states which has got, at the state level, we'll not be talking about it too much today, which has got uh, the Vidhan Parishad as well. Not all the states have it. Now, what do you mean by that? We'll discuss that in the next Super Sunday workshop. So they've got TRS 11, Congress 2, BJP 1, and TDP 2. This was Telangana's first election as a new state in 2014. A lot of people are happy looking at this. I'm pretty sure about it. Then Maharashtra, 48 seats, BJP 123, Shiv Sena only 18. Very close, but others 7. Now, interesting part about this is when we say 543 constituencies, and these are the numbers, do you think only the people who got selected or elected go to the constituency? Only the majority wins and only BJP is there? No, that's not the case. The interesting part is all the other. So, for example, BJP 171, Samajwadi Party also won 5. Both of them will be there in the parliament. So, just because a party did not win as a whole doesn't mean that they can't sit in the Lok Sabha. That's why it's called as, the opposition for to a very large extent. So Tamil Nadu 37, all the people will be there. BJP selected person will also be there in the Lok Sabha. Whatever happens, 543 chairs will be set. That is why in one of the books, I don't remember if it is NCRT, people generally select their MPs. That means, irrespective of the party that they hold, it is important for the people to look at what my local MP has done for me. Just because BJP is doing great at the central level doesn't mean the BJP at the state level or my the constituency, they will do good. It need not be the case. It could be the case that BJP is doing amazing at central level and Congress is doing amazing at probably the local level. Could be the case. That's the reason some experts say that do not select the government, select the MPs, and the government gets automatically formed. And that's a very interesting say, as per the democracy or democratic dialogues here and there. You should hear some debates. Sometimes it's really intellectual and sometimes super stupid, especially when it's a matter of national education policy and three language policy. We'll understand the irony and the humor behind the sarcasm in the next Super Sunday workshop. Let's go forward and understand this. So for that, now coming to the red room called as the Rajya Sabha. Yeah. Now there are 250 seats and currently 245 are occupied. I'll repeat it. For Rajya Sabha, it's completely different. Again, it is there in the same building, same Parliament House. Lok Sabha is the green room. Rajya Sabha is the red room. The number of chairs are less. Probably during the construction, they did not expand the walls. Could be the case. No, that cannot be the case. That doesn't happen like that. It's basically the constitution mentioning this. There are 250 seats and currently 245 are occupied. The members in the Rajya Sabha are decided by the MPs who were elected by the people. This is absolutely, is that a true statement, teachers? You can put it on the chat. You can put it on the chat. There are 250 seats and currently 245 are occupied. The members in the Rajya Sabha are decided by the MPs who were elected by the people. It is absolutely a wrong statement. Yeah, so the members of the Rajya Sabha are decided not by the MPs, but by the MLAs, members of the Legislative Assembly in a particular state. So whoever is coming to Rajya Sabha are representing the state. They don't represent a constituency. It's not the small part. The state people decide that. So here the statement is actually wrong, and let us correct it over here. I deliberately wanted to keep it like this so that we do it during the session. And there is a question on this. Are decided by The MLAs who are elected by the people in the state. Nice, no? This is one way of, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's the MLAs. You're right. So let's go forward. Yeah. Now, the purpose of this house is to basically control the decision making in the Lok Sabha. One teacher very nicely said that, sometimes, in a training program, she was like, the husband of a house is in a hurry to do something in life. Okay. And the wife makes sure that he doesn't be in a hurry. She kind of holds him. Relax. Wait. What's your problem? Yeah. Khana aega. Lunch will happen. Just wait for some time. Probably this wife is actually called as Rajya Sabha, and this guy is called as Lok Sabha. Could be, where the purpose is to basically control the decision making of Lok Sabha in a very constructive manner. And the members of Rajya Sabha also represent that level of intellectuality. We'll talk about that. It's quite interesting. So when we see that the constituencies are MPs, Lok Sabha, but in Rajya Sabha, it is the states. It's not districts or cities or towns. It's the states as a whole. Unlike the number of constituencies created for the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha members are not region specific, and the number of seats are decided based on the size of the state. Now I'll show you the term of power for Rajya Sabha is 6 years, but with a catch. What is the catch? The catch is every 2 years, one third of members actually retire. Now, here retire doesn't mean that at 60 years of age they became so they should leave. No, that's not the case. It's more about your tenure is done. We need a fresh brain over here, get retired, something like that. And there is a mechanism to it, of course. We are not getting into that detail right now. If anybody's interested, please understand what is the metric for Rajya Sabha member to be there for a long time or not. I'll show you one very interesting slide. You will definitely like it. Out of the 245 seats, 12 are actually nominated directly by the president. See, it is the state, right? The state MLAs have to tell that you are the Rajya Sabha member, go and represent that us. Karke. But here in this case, 12 are actually nominated directly by the president. These members could be from the arts, literature, science, or sports background. Example, Sachin Tendulkar. Rekha. If anything, Rekha is the actor, Miss Rekha. I'll show you this slide. Look at this. Some renowned selection of Rajya Sabha members. Here, Kamal Hassan, a renowned actor, director, and filmmaker. Hassan took oath as a Rajya Sabha member in July 2025, representing Tamil Nadu with support of the DMK party. So Sri M.K. Stalin is saying you are going to be the Rajya Sabha member. Go there and be part of the art ministry. So he's there in the arts department and he's there as a Rajya Sabha member. Jaya Bachchan, a veteran actress, she has been a long-serving member of the parliament in the Rajya Sabha, representing the Samajwadi Party since 2004. Again Rajya Sabha member. She is getting re-elected again and again. Ilaiyaraaja, the acclaimed music master, was nominated by the Rajya Sabha by the President of India in July 2022 under the art category. V. Vijayendra Prasad, he is another prominent person, screenwriter and director known for his work in Bahubali and RRR. He was also nominated by the president in July 2022 under the art category. From the sports, it was PT Usha. She was called as the Queen of Indian Track and Field. The retired athlete was nominated to the Rajya Sabha in July 2022. In fact, she's also the first woman president of the Indian Olympic Association. Then comes Harbhajan Singh, a former Indian cricketer. He's currently a Rajya Sabha MP representing the Aam Aadmi Party from Punjab, having assumed office in April 2022. Other notable figures, Sudha Murthy ma'am, we was talking about her last Sunday as well. A respected author and philanthropist. She was recently nominated to the Rajya Sabha in March 2024. In March 20, under the social work and education field. Actually, there is one category of Rajya Sabha that you should not be owning a profitable organization. Yeah. And Sudhamurthy ma'am is a philanthropist. She became the Rajya Sabha member. But her husband is one of the greatest profit makers of the IT industry. A lot of salutes to him for sure. But how nicely people navigate, you see now. I would request you to read about it. It's quite interesting. In politics, the people play around with the words. Anyways, let's go and understand this. Okay, this is just a rough page. Now comes the last part, final part for today's session. A quick understanding. The interconnected architecture of Indian governance. So first is the president on the top, the chairman of a school, appoints the prime minister, the principal of a school, which basically PM and Council of Ministers. These are the people, basically the MPs, and they form the government. Now, there are, like, just like you have got the prime minister and the president, you've got something called as a chief minister and the governor. We'll talk about that in the next Super Sunday workshop, which is basically the state executive. Then under the union executive, you've got the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. That's what we were seeing today. So this is the lines of elections, voters. From the village sarpanch to the national prime minister, India's governance is a complex, multi-layered structure designed to balance national unity with regional autonomy, creating a robust framework from the world's largest democracy. So whatever we're talking about, it's not as easy as it seems. We were just saying this is the number, so and so is the case. People get elected, selected, but on or in reality, this structure, the way it got made back in 1952, is like, just imagine the brains that would have gone through. Well, there are a lot of amendments that have happened over the period of time, but let's understand this a little further. For that, I would like to stop share the screen, and I'm going to talk about it. So here in this case, oh, okay, Isha ma'am, who is the head of the country? Okay, another one just went on from each state. Yeah. So it is, Isha ma'am, you try to answer that. Is it the president, the head of the country, or the prime minister? It's just like you're asking, who is the head of a school? Is it the chairman or the principal? Now you take a call. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Anyways, let's get to understand this. Thank you so much for participating on that, ma'am. I have one interesting thing. So right now, when we talk about such kind of complex things, um, see the way we prepare it. Like one of our team members from my office, in fact, a boy recommended me saying that, sir, you tell the way you prepare to the teachers. Probably they can, understand this and probably use it for the students. So I am coming to the end of the session right now, and the part two of the Indian politics is getting over. However, to understand this, how was the process of preparation? For that, I'm sharing my screen and I'm going to show you something very nice. We use multiple artificial intelligence tools to actually prepare this document. Okay. Now, of course, it's important for all of us to have, a basic understanding of the topic that we're going through, so that AI, even if it gives a wrong information, we are in a position to correct it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to Chat GPT. Let us understand Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, for that, I'm going to tell ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, I am going to teach the students of 8, 9, and 10 on the topic of Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha in India. I need interactive examples, and uh I need the whole content to be interestingly presented for them to understand easily. Probably some analogies could be used. Now we have given the prompt. Now look at the prompt in the next level. I would like to I'm requesting ChatGPT, that's quite weird, you to give me a Google Notebook LM prompt that I can copy paste there, so that I could generate the mind map, the audio overview, the infographics, etc. Give me a detailed, give me a detailed prompt for Google Notebook LM. Now, what I'm doing is I am not asking the Chat GPT to give me the content. I'm asking the Chat GPT to give me the prompt that I will be using in Google Notebook LM. So let it actually get made. So now we will be going to this website called as Google Notebook LM. Okay, I would request everybody to please make a note of it. It's one of the best tools that you can use to learn something. I click on Try Notebook LM. I get into this, and there is this option called as Create New Notebook. Okay, I hope everybody's able to see this. I click on Create New Notebook. Okay, now here, let me, you know, okay, so you can see that there is a, 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So you can see search the web for new sources karke we have an option. I would go to chat GPT. Okay. So Google Notebook LM prompt for creating student friendly material in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. What is happening here? Okay, my webcam is falling down. It's asking me to leave probably. Okay. So and here we go. So I go to the copy part. I completely copy, go to the last. Okay, come on, come on. End of prompt, and I do this. I copy this. I go to Google Notebook LM. You are in for a surprise. You'll definitely love this. And you do this. Now, the moment you do this, what will happen is it will be researching the websites. And the moment it starts researching the websites, it is going to come up with beautiful suggestions of the websites that are relevant to our search right now. So you can see that there are multiple, sources over here, approximately 10 of them. And you're going to click on import. The moment you click on import, all of these sources are going to become part of your Google Notebook LM right now. See, it's becoming, and it's already there, almost there. Yes. Now all the sources are coming into picture. Very important point right now. The moment it comes into picture, it will automatically give you a summary over here on whatever you have imported. Look at this. Let's wait for a few seconds. I want to do this completely live so that everybody understands that you can do the same for any subject of yours. So you can go to chat GPT or Grok or any LLM where you can prompt asking for a prompt. So now it has taken up all the sources. It has even titled the structure and powers of the Indian Parliament. And it has got all the information in the form of a summary. Now on the right, you can see that you've got multiple options. One is called as the slide deck. I click on it and the slide deck is getting generated. Another is called as infographic. I'm clicking on it. That is also getting generated. Now, what is really interesting for me is the mind map. I am the type of a person when I learn, I would like to have a structure to what I have learned. So I generally love mind maps and a mind map that I would like to create for myself, for my understanding. So mind map can be one of the best ways of revision. So now when you click on audio overview, there'll be a podcast generated, multiple things. Now I click on the mind map, which already got generated. See, the moment you gave the prompt, you got the complete idea over here. So Indian Parliament and legislative process, you got all the sources. You can see that structure of Parliament. You click on this, you will understand components: chief legislative authority, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. I click on the House of People and I understand the maximum strength is 552 members, current strength is 545, tenure is 5 years, election, direct election, minimum age 25 years, head is the speaker. Again, I click on Rajya Sabha and I get further categories. Maximum strength 250 members, 245 tenure, election, minimum age. Vice president is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Nominated members 12 under the arts, literature and social science section. And then if you want to understand the parliamentary powers and elections and functions, click on that. Then role of parliament, click on that. So you will get the complete picture of whatever you wanted to research in the form of one of the tools called as mind map through Google Notebook LM. Now you can just download this if you want to and make a very big printout of this and paste it in the classroom. So you can do that. So I'm just opening that. You can see this. Whatever you've opened up, that will come in the form of a picture over here. See, in 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, you're able to see. That's it. So this one, once you get to understand this, you'll understand hierarchy, what comes first and what comes next. And right after the mind map tool, I would like to go back and I would like to show this to you. We got an infographic as well. I'm clicking on it and you'll be surprised the details of the infographic. Look at this. See, it just got made right now. I'm just downloading it for us to have a better zoomed in version. Okay, so for that, it's again a PNG image. And again, you can use this. See, so the journey of a bill, probably there is one of the documents where journey of a bill is there, and they've given the infographics as well. So instead of reading those big documents or the NCRT textbook, or if you want to make your own document to be given to the students, probably Google Notebook LM could be one of the best. Now you got the complete infographics, and this doesn't exist in reality. You just created it. See, here also how nicely the infographics of Google Notebook LM. Lok Sabha is depicted in green and Rajya Sabha is kind of depicted in orange. Maybe because of BJP's current power, could be the case, but it is still near to red, right? How did the infographics understand that? That's the interesting feature of Google Notebook LM. And this is how, I prepare for my Super Sunday workshop. So every time when I come, I'll just, try to understand what I'm supposed to speak, give a very good prompt. I get that, I put it on Google Notebook LM, and then I get all the output, which I present it in the form of slides. And in the slides, even you can see this particular slide, the picture that you're seeing is actually from the slide deck. Now that is still getting loaded. I'm waiting for it. So if I show that to you, you'll be even more amazed because the presentation is super crispy and you don't really have to make a complete presentation. Like it's not like Gamma AI. Of course, Gamma AI has got the features of editing. This doesn't really have that right now, at least because it's in the beta version. Eventually, you will get that option also. The best part is the video overview and the audio overview. When you click on audio overview, you will get that you know two people talking to each other on the topic of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Yeah, it'll be more like a podcast. And then you've got the flashcards, and then you've got the quiz option. You click on everything, you will get the flashcards, you'll get the reports, you'll get the quiz option, and you can interact with the children. That's it. If at all you want to have one AI tool that you want to use regularly for your preparation to be taught to the students, I very strongly recommend Google Notebook LM. It's just that you should have the knack of prompting, and it can come only with practice. That's it. I'm just waiting for the slide deck. Once the slide deck gets ready, I think we will be ending the session. Yeah, so we have got the flashcards in the meanwhile. I'm just clicking on it. What three entities collectively constitute the Indian Parliament? Oh, wow, interesting. So I click on this, the President of India, the Lok Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha. Click on it, it'll turn. Click on explain, it'll even explain the answer on the chat over here. Then you can go to the next flashcard. The Lok Sabha is also known as the Dash House of the Parliament. Lower house, right? Yeah, lower house. Great. Let's go to the next question. The Rajya Sabha is also known as the Dash House. Upper house, right? The upper house. Fantastic. We know the answer. What is the minimum age requirement for a person to be a member of the Lok Sabha? 25, right? 25. See, we got the answer. And then what is the minimum age requirement for a person to be? Obviously 30. We also got the answer for that. What is a fixed term for most elected members in the Lok Sabha? Obviously 5 years. Okay, let's go to the next question. What is the term of member of the Rajya Sabha? 6 years. Yeah, interesting. Let's go to the next. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and is not subject to change, election, dissolution. Oh wow, yeah, we can dissolve Lok Sabha, but you can't dissolve Rajya Sabha. What fraction of Rajya Sabha members retire every second year? 25%, one third. Yeah, not one fourth. How are representatives to Lok Sabha chosen by the citizens? Through direct elections based on universal adult franchise. That's it. No, let me not get into the details. It's just very addictive. Learning becomes addictive through this, and you will love reading. Okay, Parliament quiz has come. Slide deck is still generating. I am still going to eagerly wait. Patiently wait for this thing to happen. In the meanwhile, we've got the Parliament quiz as well. The quiz has come into picture. What is the primary role of the Vice President of India within the Parliament? Blah blah blah. You've got the question, and you also have the hint. Wow. Google is amazing, right? Anyways, let's close this and wait for the slide deck. Audio overview and slide deck. Slide deck takes some time, but I didn't expect it to take so much of time. I've got exactly 1 minute for 11 o'clock and then we'll close this session. I hope you're able to see the screen. I am not able to see it. In 3, 2, and 1. No. Okay. Yeah. So teachers, the reflection form will be shared on that particular day only. The previous session's reflection form, the validity gets over actually. So it's like you'll get the certificate only of the current. So by the time it gets loaded, let me complete the session. It's already 11 o'clock. If you can wait for a few more seconds for slide deck, it'll be great. Otherwise, yeah. Thank you so much, teachers. Great interacting with one and all. I would like to meet you again with the next Super Sunday workshop. I'm sharing the current presentation over here. And for that, I would like to click on copy link, and it should be anyone with the link. Okay. And we go to the Zoom chat. The previous session's presentation is also there within this. So the Indian political system 2, session 142. And finally, the link will come over here in this form. Got it? Could not open the reflection form. Let's check that. Should be able to do that, ma'am. I'm stopping the screen share and I go to the reflection form. I can see that it can be opened. I think many people are using it simultaneously. Maybe because of that, I would request you to wait for a few seconds and then try it, ma'am. Okay. Where is it? Come on. Got it. So for that, I would like to share the screen again. Working fine. So here in this case, see this Google Notebook LM, I got the presentation in this particular fashion. Wow, this is quite detailed. My goodness, look at the picture. You should see this, teachers. You should definitely see this. The Parliament of India. Yeah. So the voice of the people, the wisdom of the states. And look at the parliament's image. The institution that enables the citizens of India to participate in decision making and control the government. The most important symbol of Indian democracy. Then to represent the people, to make laws of the nation, to ensure executive accountability. President of India is the head of the parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, a bicameral legislature. And then it continues with further instructions. Rajya Sabha, see again, here the colors are interchanged, by the way. Yeah. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha differences. Then again, you have got another stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Fantastic. And then bill to act. We'll talk about this probably in some other session. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha joint sitting, adjournment motions, no confidence motion, censure motion. We'll talk about this probably in some other session. And then STV, single transferable vote. Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, you've got the two people over there. Okay. And finally, again, the parliament's image, and the session gets closed. See how beautiful this presentation is. It is so much impossible for me to not use this, but still I don't use it directly because I am a firm believer of black and white. That's why I keep it very simple. Anyways, so that's with respect to Google Notebook LM. Yeah, I'm really happy that it came out very well on time. Yeah, thank you so much, teachers. Great interacting with one and all. I hope you got some information today on the Indian political system part 2. Whatever we are speaking in these sessions is more like an introduction or the opening of a door towards a huge world of that particular topic. I would request you to please explore this further. In 2026, a lot of state elections are going to come into picture. We'll talk about the state elections and there, the you know the governor and the chief minister. We'll talk about them. How are they elected and selected in the next Super Sunday workshop? Until then, thank you so much. Great interacting with one and all. I would like to meet you again in the next Super Sunday workshop. Until then, bye and Jai Hind. Thank you. Thank you so much, teachers. Deepthi ma'am, please write an email to rajesh@superteacher.in. You should receive your certificates. Pavitra ma'am, thank you. Dr. Shalini ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you, Sarita ma'am. If anybody feels it's all about politics, political system, this and that, and it's very boring, I completely relate to it. It's just that there is a threshold. The moment you cross that threshold, this becomes one of the most interesting topic ever. Social science is, I mean, I would say that the best subject out there. If you understand people, the way of life becomes easy. Understanding somebody else's culture becomes easy. It directly affects the emotions of a particular person. You know, history is really important. So I don't know. Somehow, science and maths can be, challenging the brain, but social studies and English definitely challenges the heart. But both are there in the brain only. But yeah, I hope you got the point. So I am some sort of an emotional person, so I kind of relate to these two subjects well. Yeah. So, in fact, when my Hindi teacher taught me Mahabharata and Ramayana, I had tears in my eyes. Not just me, many of the students in my class. The point is, the storytelling cannot be done in this efficiency in science and maths. Yeah, periodic table is there because it is there like that as a convention. It did not. It just had science behind it. There can't be opinions on that. The theorems can't have opinions. The postulates are reality. But social and English is like it's like test the patience and the emotions and next level. Thank you so much, Girija ma'am. Thank you so much. Sure, Deepthi ma'am, we'll do that once. Deepthi ma'am, Rajesh at the rate superteacher.in. RAJESH at the rate superteacher.in. I would like to request the superteacher team members to please put the mail ID. Thank you, Sunita ma'am. Good to have you over here. You need to submit the reflection form before 12 midnight of Tuesday. I'll repeat it. All the teachers have to submit the reflection form, scoring 7 and above, before the 12 midnight of Tuesday for us to become eligible for getting the certificates. Please use Google Notebook LM. No, Meenal ma'am, thank you very much for that. There's not much of hard work actually, to be very honest with you. You'll get it, Bindu ma'am. I'll check with uh, Rajesh at the rate superteacher.in. Yes, great, you got it. I don't think so. We need to have a separate session on Google Notebook LM. It's just a tool. Yeah, spend 5 minutes on that. You can watch YouTube sessions on Google Notebook LM. It's quite simple for you. You can easily understand. Explore it, please. Yeah, you will be getting Google Notebook LM. You type it, you can start using it. Okay. Thank you so much, teachers. I'll meet you again in the next Super Sunday workshop. Bye, everyone. Spend time with your family. Have a Super Sunday.